Hello and welcome to this presentation on how to grow your business from 2 million to 10 million. Because growth is such a critical ingredient for business success. There's no company can afford not to move forward. It may be at the top of the heap today, but at the bottom of the heap tomorrow if it doesn't. So that's really why growth is such a critical ingredient. It's so critical because you might be happy with the way things are today, but if you're not going for growth, if you're not moving forward, then you could find yourself at the bottom of the heap tomorrow. As a firm here at Oldfield, growth is really a part of our DNA. We really live and breathe growth. We're a firm of accountants and tax advisors and growth consultants based in Coventry, and we really help businesses grow from 2 million to 10 million. And in this last year, 3 more of our clients have broken through that 10 million threshold, which is great news, isn't it, Joe?
That's right, Carl. Very enthusing, yeah.
So we've just celebrated our 45th birthday, is that right, Joe?
Yeah, correct. So Oldfield was established in 1976, and that means we're celebrating our 45th anniversary this year. And we're a Coventry accounting practice, as Carl said.
And so what we really find is that by taking businesses on this journey, this 2 to 10 million journey, what it really results in for our clients is that they have a business that's valuable, that's profitable, that's generating cash. And in this presentation, we really want to give you some insights into what the secrets are to achieving this that you can take away and apply in your business. So I'm going to hand over to Joe, who's going to give us a case study of an example business and that we've been helping along this journey.
Yes, thank you, Carl. So as you say, it's particularly good news that we've got 3 more clients smashing through that £10 million turnover barrier. So that's really rewarding for them as clients, and also personally, kind of very gratifying that you can actually help a business, get on that journey from 2 million to 10 million. So we thought we'd show you exactly what we mean. And to do that, we're illustrating it by a real life case study of one of our clients. Client came to us 4 years ago. It's just a simple business. They import and distribute clothing. There were just 2 directors, a father and a son actually. So quite a simple business model there. They came to us with a turnover of 2.9 million, so just above the 2 million that we talked about already, but only £53,000 of profit, and that was before tax and before owners' remuneration. Also, they had cash flow problems, no cash at all at the bank, just overdrawn bank accounts and loans, cash flow issues, as we've said, finding it difficult to find the cash to pay their suppliers at the end of the month. If anyone can relate to that, the challenges of running a business when you haven't got enough cash. The turnover last year, this is the progress now they've made last year, 4 years on, nearly £6 million, and they're generating over 1 million EBITDA. And for those who don't know what EBITDA means, it's net profit before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. So that's a really good achievement. Over 650,000 retained profit, over £800,000 cash in the bank. Remember their situation before, gone up to 800,000 positive bank balance. Net assets of over 1.6 million and a total business value, an amazing £5.5 million. We sort of valued it internally the other day, and that's what we calculate the business value to be. So really pleased for them. Their plan is, they're still on the journey. Their plan is to get, within 2 years, to get up to the 10 million turnover target, 2 million EBITDA, and then sell for between 10 and 15 million. So we probably pitch the sale price at 15 million for a company like that. What an amazing business, profitable business that is. Worth noting, they didn't go for COVID products at all. So just to clarify that, there's no blip in there. You might say no spike in their turnover. They just concentrated on their core products and customers. So they've doubled their turnover. Just as a recap, they doubled their turnover, but their net profit is actually 20 times what it was 4 years ago. Even more importantly, you might say than that, is they've really fixed their cash flow situation. So they've now got the money in the bank, so they can afford to grow further. So what is the secret? How did they do that? And how did we help them? So now handing back to Carl, who's going to fill you in on those insights.
Thanks, Joe. So first and foremost, they were an ambitious business. The directors were really wanting to push forward and really wanted to make progress. But we then took them on a 3-step journey, and we want to share that journey with you. So you can look at applying this in your business. So there's really 3 key stages here. There's getting to grips, there's planning ahead, and there's execution and accountability. So I'm going to run through those. So firstly, getting to grips. As a first step, it's really important to get a really clear understanding of where your business really is financially and how it compares to benchmarks of other ambitious businesses. Because what we often find is that business owners, they've never seen anyone else's figures, they've never seen anyone else's results. So it's a real eye-opener for them to really understand where they are compared to their peers, if you like, and to really understand their financials inside out. Now you might say, as a business owner, I'm not an accountant, it's not really my job to understand the financials. But really, it is. It's really critical to the success of a business, especially one that's got growth ambitions, that the owners really understand the financials inside out. As once you've got that understanding, you can really do something about it. And that really brings us on to the second point about planning ahead. You can see that quote there on the screen. This is a quote that good intentions aren't enough. You've got to define the results that you want. So that's the real critical importance of planning ahead. You've got to. Once you've got to grips with where you are, you've really got to come up with a clear financial plan to map out where you are now and where you're going financially over the next year and the next 3 years. And in that process, we find that really helps business leaders to really define where they're going to focus their energies, what they want to measure. So part of this planning process is that you need to pick your top 5 key metrics that you're going to drive and that you're going to measure. So a typical example for a business is that they want to track their sales, they want to track their gross profit margin, they want to track their net profit percentage, they want to track their NPS, their net promoter score, and they want to track their cash to sales percentage. That's 5 really important metrics that a lot of our clients are measuring. And it's really key that you really hone in on those 5 key metrics that you want to measure. Because again, got another quote here, what gets measured gets managed. So if we want these 5 areas in our business to improve, we've got to be measuring them and we've got to be really focused on them. So once we've got that, we can move on to execution and accountability. Once you've understood where you are and you've got your plan clear, that plan can't just go into a drawer and be forgotten about. Accurate management reporting is really critical to measuring exactly where you are on the journey, and that allows you to keep adjusting your course. So, it's really important, accurate management reporting, because if you're accurately measuring your performance, then you'll really be able to manage it. You'll really be on top of it. On the contrary, if this doesn't happen, then we can pretty much guarantee that the results won't happen either. And then as a minimum, we'd recommend you should step outside of the whirlwind and have a quarterly back on track meeting. So as a minimum on a quarterly basis, you should be stepping back, looking at the performance of the business overall compared to the plan and saying, what do we need to do to get on track, keep on track, and achieve the kind of growth in sales and net profit and value that we're talking about. So that's really the 3 key secrets behind this growth program.
Thanks, Carl. Just before you wrap up, I wondered, there's probably somebody in the audience thinking, I'm only £1 million turnover business, or perhaps not quite even that. What we're saying there is, don't worry about that, if you like. The program that we've talked about today is really like a proven methodology for getting 2 million to 10 million. If your turnover, for example, is only 1 million, contact us anyway, because we can get you onto the first step or the first rung of the ladder and quickly get you up to the 2 million, and then the program kicks in full force. Just wanted to clarify that in case someone's feeling like, oh dear, I'm just outside of this.
So I'm just going to wrap up. What we've got, we're not going to leave it there. What we really want to do is help you take those first steps on this growth journey in getting to grips and planning ahead. So to help you with that, you can download a goal setting template from the webpage below. You can download that, and the idea is that you fill in some of your previous year's results on your top 5 metrics that you want to choose. We put some suggestions in there, but you can define that how you like. You can define what your top 5 metrics are going to be. You can put your actuals in there for the last few years, and then you can map out where you want those key metrics to go over the next 2 to 3 years. And once you've done that, if you'd like to discuss that forward growth plan with us, then we'd be more than happy to speak to you. Thank you very much.